months of trading, and I have actually posted on YouTube almost every single day. So you can go back and look at how I traded that particular day and that week. And I wanted to just go over the numbers because it's kind of interesting and it tells an interesting tale. So the first week was November 6th through the 10th, and I'm going to highlight it here. And you can see that I started off the month with $96,694.12 in my paper trading account. And I brought it up that first week to $98,094.02. So I made a profit of $1,400 that first month, or that first week, excuse me. And I was very happy with my trading. As a matter of fact, I had gone back in history and I was looking at when is the last day that I had a loss day. And it had been over a month since I'd had a loss day. And I kind of discovered that at the end of this week. And it's like, oh, wow, this is a lot of pressure here because, you know, any kind of a loss day is going to break my perfect record here. So that might have had some bearing on it because the next week was not pretty. It was the 13th through the 17th. And you can see here that I lost $2,300, almost $2,400 here in the second week of November. And I was looking back at my calendar, kind of what had happened that week, what had gone on, and it was a little distracted because Thanksgiving was coming the next week, and I had to prepare for that. I had some other things going on. It's possible that also had a bearing on it. I was just a distracted trader. And if you look back through my trades, you know, I'm not really seeing a whole lot of really bad trades. Okay, here's one. Here's one. And also the way I traded here with the 2, that means I did a reverse. And that usually is not a good sign. I usually don't like to do a reverse trade like that because when you get out is not usually the same time that you get in. It's not ideal. But all these trades are pretty small. So actually up until that one and the ones after it actually were really good. Here's another big trade right here and another one. And then I started to, you know, I don't know, get really depressing at this point because I kept whittling away at all my profits for the first week. So, but you can kind of see through my trades, I made small trades and they just happened to all be pretty much losses. So even though I lost $2,300, the amount of bad trades that I really made were pretty minimal. So I think that's kind of an interesting tale as well. All right, so then the third week was the 20th through the 27th. And it was a shortened week because of Thanksgiving. Lost a trading day in the middle. And I only lost $1,200 this week, or thereabouts. And you can see I made a really bad trade here, a pretty bad trade here, a pretty bad trade here, pretty bad trade here. That was just enough to really mess up everything. And I had the baggage from the previous week of all those losses weighing on my shoulders, and I was distracted and I was busy at the time. So all those things weigh in on, I think, the results that we get when we trade. It's like a great deal of it is psychological. All right, and then the fourth week here would be, oops, you know what? I think that's 27th is actually this trading week. I'm sorry, I got that wrong. All right, so this trading week here, the one that we just finished out yesterday, I started, I don't know, making better trades, I would say. When I'm seeing, you know, a profit of that much, it's either more daring than I should have, or I was confident, and I don't know, I have to go back and look at what I was thinking that day and if that was a good trade or not. But that's a really good trade, and I'm seeing my losses here cut down. I'm seeing really small trades here. Oh, except this one. This one's not good. And then this one's not good. So there were a couple trades where I didn't, and again, you can see I did 2 at a time. So I did a reverse order here. You can kind of see this, like I was making bad decisions here at this point. And also look at the time too. 12 o'clock. When I'm trading that long, that usually does not go well. And I can see the rest of these trades here are all pretty small. They're minimal losses and not too bad. So actually the losses that I had this third week, even though it was a loss week, I was only $520 that I lost. And if I had prevented the first really big loss week, that second week in November, if I had cut that back, I would say, I probably would have been fine for the month of November. But having a loss week of only 520 is actually not too bad. I think it's been kind of tricky, and you can kind of see this past week, 2 weeks, it's kind of flat. And when you see it flat, that means there's a lot of indecision. You don't know, is it going to drop through that support? Is it going to go above it? And I often have trouble trading on times like that. And I know this is a longer term chart I'm looking at, but it does have a bearing on how I trade. So when you have, sure upward movements, like right through here, that's much easier trading. So anyway, I just wanted to share with you, this is the life of a trader in real time, and losses happen. And I feel like I'm whittling back each week. I've gotten less and less loss. I feel like I'm getting a little more confident and getting more sure of my trades each week that it goes by. So maybe next month will be better. I know there's a lot of things going on next month in December, of course, that are distracting, and there's a lot of traders that stop trading in the month of December as well. So it tends to be a slower month. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. But anyway, thank you for joining me.